I started as a little kid. My dad had 26 restaurants. I used to ride around with him, would meet with landlords and things like that. I'd pay attention. I'd stick my nose in. My dad used to have to push me away because I wanted to know what was going on. As we prepare your business for market, it's really important that we can convey the reasons that you're selling the business. So we're going to gather all your documentation, your lease and sales, but it's important that we understand the story and how you got to where you are and then where you're going next, right? Because everyone has a story that plays a part here. The buyer is going to be looking for the reason that you're selling the store. Is it a problem with the store, or is it just time to make a change and do something different? And I can look back and I can tell you all the different things that I've done leading me up to this point. Starting with my dad, all the restaurants my dad owned back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s when I was a little kid. I listened to him negotiating leases. And everything that I brought with me, everything I've learned along the way, helps me be a better broker. There's a point in the transaction when the pressure's really strong, when the seller and the buyer aren't on the same page and everything's in an uproar. It happens in every transaction, sometimes more than others. And I think part of my unique ability is the ability for me to calm things down and keep everybody looking at the finish line, everybody looking in the same direction. So even though you have a buyer or seller that are on different paths or have different outcomes, bringing them together and working everybody together to get to a closing. And I can't tell you how many times everybody thought that deals were totally dead, that they were finished, walking away from the table, that I was able to jump in and influence people and help them get what they really wanted, which is to close the transaction. So it's being able to influence everybody in the transaction and keep everybody calm it saves deals. And if we can keep a deal moving forward, then you have the ability to get what you want, which is to get paid in the shortest amount of time possible. Working with the same attorneys that specialize in licenses and liquor stores and having them refer to me as a business partner or a friend, or just calling me to solve a problem. Many times attorneys call us because they don't have answers to things. They'll call looking for us, and not that we have the answer, but we knew where to look or who to call and get the answer. I can say that in my office we're very, very resourceful, whatever it takes. We don't say this can't happen, you can't do that. It's an even bigger compliment when a former client, somebody who called us when they wanted to sell their store and there was an abundance of problems, whether it was tax issues or landlord issues, and they refer us and they mention that they couldn't have got through it without us. That's the best compliment that I could have. And those are the kind of people that I like to work with. I like to work with people honestly, I like people that have challenges. Not that they're challenged, but they have some challenges in their business that we can work on. It makes it exciting and interesting. It makes me think. I love to solve things that people didn't think could be solved. That's why we get paid. Again, we like to be where lightning strikes. Nobody knows where lightning is going to strike, but we like to be there when it does, and we can see it. And that's really where we create most of the value with our customers, is that we have the ability to get things done that other people didn't think could get done.